Densha de Go, Densha de Go, Densha de Go, go, go.
Welcome to another Down the Rabbit Hole video. A while ago, 6-7 months ago, I did a video about Densha de Go 1, or possibly 2, on the original PlayStation 1. And the reason why was because I was really looking forward to this Densha de Go coming out for the PlayStation 4, because this one has PSVR support. And so I tried it out. It is challenging. The Densha games, which are like there's quite a series of them, they're all very challenging because it's a little bit tricky to control these various types of trains out there. And also, the whole premise of the game is, in Japan, people are very, very picky and analytical about how smooth is the ride, are you on time, do you manage to get the train in the station on time. So here it is, Densha de Go, which means let's go by train. These games are really good. Now, I'm kind of a little bit unhappy this game didn't come out here in the West, because it would have been definitely a must-have for me, and being able to understand what this stuff means, because I don't read Japanese, is a little tricky. Luckily there's a solution for that, which I will talk about later. But yes, the game is actually very fun to play just normally, never mind in VR. So I'm going to do a normal game first, just to give you an idea, a very quick rundown. Alright, so I'm very briefly going to give you an idea of what the flat screen version is, and then we'll show you the VR version. We are on the blue flashing dot. We got a little anime girl who's going to be kind of our assistant. We want to pull back on the thumbstick just to indicate the brakes are definitely on. We pull back briefly. Everybody gets on the train, and then you're going to see a thumb or a finger pointing to a little button, and you hit triangle when that happens, basically to say it's okay. Right, oh, I didn't do it in time, so that's why I got the red alert, but regardless, and I push up on the thumbstick, and I hold it, and I gather speed. We're getting up, we want to get up to 55, as indicated here, and this is our speedometer over here. It's getting over 50, and there we go, we're just about in the 55-ish range. I've got less than 600 meters to go till I reach my destination, and the bottom indicates how much time I've got. So you've got all of these different factors you have to balance simultaneously while the train is in motion. You see this thing here, this is 70, that means when I cross that line, that orange line coming up, I want to gun it and actually get up to 70. There we go, so now I push forward. Well, actually no, with only 200 meters, I'm not going to worry about it. Oh, this indicates there's somebody being a yahoo, so I gotta hit the horn to stop them from sticking their leg out or whatever they're doing. And now I gotta hit the brakes, but do it in a way that it doesn't knock people off their standings. And I want to get lined up so that the blue thing here will actually be at the front of the train. Carefully. And I think I was successful. I was probably a little bit short, and again, that's the thing with this game. It's very sort of picky. Yeah, I was 15 meters away from where I should be, and that's okay. It's not a bad score. I've done a heck of a lot worse than that. Let's go to our second stop on the track. You can see there's lots to do in the flat version. I gave the left thumbstick a very quick little tug toward me just to say, yes, the brakes are definitely on. Now everybody gets on board. When all the doors have shut, I can hit triangle to indicate, yes, I'm ready. There we go. Now we start proceeding. And I did better that time. No red indicator. I actually started accelerating by pushing up on the thumbstick on time. We've gone over a bridge there. I think I should have hit the horn. Like that Yahoo was about to stick his leg out there, you get these little warnings indicating, oh, it's time to, yeah, like right ahead. Hit the horn so that whenever you go over the overpass, traffic below you is aware. This orange line, I have to get to 70 after that. Ooh, I did not do it fast enough, okay. Sorry, down to 65. And now, basically, we just roll along through the cityscape. And there will be these occasional thumbs or fingers pointing at things. Just hit triangle when you say that to basically acknowledge, yes, I got the message. Oh dear, I was going a little over the 60 limit whenever we crossed that orange indicator. That's not good. One other thing that you will sometimes get warnings about is you're not supposed to have your lights on if you're passing another train. I currently have my lights on, you can see down here. But there will be a point where a train passes me and I turn my lights off. That is good. I get a kind of a thumbs up from the passengers because of that. Now we pull into the station, less than 200 meters to go, and I think this one's a little more successful. Okay, and then the final leg of the journey. You're kind of getting the idea here. Now, I can't possibly do the depth of this game any real justice, but I wanted to give you an idea of what are the things we're looking for. We're waiting for those doors to close. We're hitting triangle. We're pushing forward to start the train going forward. There's an indicator just to the left of our throttle that shows how the people are being swayed back and forth. It's way over here. That's something to keep an eye on. Oh, something that I gotta... Yeah, there's a guy above on the overpass there. I gotta honk my horn to keep him at bay from, I don't know, waving at us or something. There is a section coming up where I'm going to want to hit 55. I'm still at 50. When I cross this orange line, I want to go up to 55. Oh, I did it too early, darn it. Okay, that's what the red indicates. The good news is there is a translated version online where you can actually read what all of these different messages mean. I'm going to put a link down below to that. So some of these things, like all these warnings up above, you'll be able to see what those means. Essentially, a lot of them are you've got your lights on as you passed a train. It didn't happen there. Oh, I got to hit the horn. I successfully did so. The girders there were green, indicating yes, you honked the horn as you went over the overpass successfully. That's a good thing. Okay, I passed that train. You'll notice my lights were off. And as we go past and forward along here, I will turn my lights back on right here. Ta-da! That's one to look out for because it's not very obvious. And sometimes the red indicator along the top is saying you forgot to turn off your lights when you were passing a train. There's all these weird little rules to this game. It's quite a lot to balance. And you're rolling along. You're doing your train pulling into the station while you're trying to concentrate on all this. However, this time, not only are we on time, but I think I kind of nailed the landing very well. Yes, look at that photo finish on there. That's beautiful. So I got a nice little bonus commendation on that one. You do get star ratings for how well you turn corners, how well you honk the horn at various stages, and you're rated on each of the legs of the journey on multiple areas. So you want to get a high score or a good rating here. I did A, which is not bad at all. Very happy with that, especially since I've never really driven a train. Now, that's sort of the basic of how the main level works. I'm now going to switch over to the PSVR version. And here we are in the PSVR mode, which is quite easy to find in the menu. There's our little anime girl in kind of real world 3D human form. There are various instructions here showing you how you're going to be working. You are looking down at the control panel a lot. There are multiple different tracks here. She's telling you all this kind of stuff, but you can do different versions. I'm going to just do this one here because there's only 2 stops, just to give you a rough idea, but there's 3 variations on there, which is pretty good. So there's a bit of depth for the PSVR version that you're looking for. I can't remember what these things mean, but that's what I selected. And here we are in PSVR mode, and I can tell you, although this is a little low res, it gives you the information you need, and it does it very, very well. One thing that's odd is you get these hovering things showing you when the people are getting on board. The thumbstick is reversed now. Now you want to push forward to indicate that you've hit the brakes, and you want to pull backwards in order to start the accelerator or the throttle. Okay, so ding, and we pull back, and now we start moving. That's kind of odd. I think you can reverse that if you want to make them consistent. I don't know what the reasoning is. Maybe the history of the Densha de Go titles, they used forward as the way to move the train. And maybe because now you're in the recreation of the actual train itself in real life, maybe they pull backwards? But that's something to keep on top of. Whenever you're playing PSVR mode versus playing flat mode, the throttle is the opposite way around. You want to pull backwards to start accelerating and forward to start slowing down. A lot of these indications, though, that are hovering on the screen are the same thing. We're going to turn off the lights there. The light indicators on the far right, I think when this train is finished... Oh, I forgot to push the thing. Yeah, then you can put the lights back on. There we go, with the X. I've got my speedometer here. I can see... Oh, I was supposed to hit triangle. You can see how far we have yet to go to the station. Again, we've got the orange things on the ground to show you want to be at a certain speed, which I didn't do because of the red warning. I now have only got 300 meters till we pull into the station. But this is a very cool experience. I tell you, this was the reason I wanted to get this game. You really feel like you're in the train and everything's going past. You've got the controller rumbling slightly as you go over the tracks. It's incredibly visceral, and there's enough tracks in the VR mode to make it worthwhile. I think I'm going to talk about how I got this and how expensive it was later, but here we go. Oh yeah, you see that swinging indicator? That showed that once again the people were kind of getting jostled about on my train. Then you're standing on the station with the people, and you get your rundown of your score, which is pretty good. Each of these little sections you want to earn stars. It's like, how did you do? 1 or 2 or 3 star rating as you hit these different challenge points in the track. That's what this is all about. There are a lot of descriptions. That document with the translation will tell you what all of those little signals mean. But just to give you an idea, you're being judged on, did you turn this corner properly? Did you hit the horn correctly at the right time? And you get a star rating of how well you did each of those things. One problem, this game cost me about $100 to ship to Canada. I don't know that there's $100 worth of value. I mean, if they had made this come out, even as a digital download, with, I don't know, subtitles or something, I would have been happy to pay $60, whatever a normal price is. But to get the disc, it was about $60, but all the shipping and everything else on top, it ended up being about a $100 purchase to get this game running on my PSVR. And I'm hesitant to say whether or not it's worth it. If you love the original PlayStation titles, all the Densha de Go titles, you might like it. It's your call whether or not $100 is, in your opinion, too much or not. But there we go. There's a very brief kind of summarized look at Densha de Go, both the flat version and PSVR. I must say that playing it with the PSVR headset on, even if I'm not playing the VR mode where I can look around me inside the train cockpit, the flat version, it fills up the screen on the VR headset so nicely that I kind of feel like I'm playing it in VR a little bit. Have you had that where you play a game that's flat mode, but because it's on that giant movie screen, theater-sized display, you kind of feel like you're almost playing it in VR? That's one benefit that Densha de Go has. Is it worth $100? I'm iffy on it. I quite like the VR mode, but I don't think if you're, unlike Ace Combat where there's a very limited number of levels that are VR enabled, there's a bit more here. There's more meat on the bones here in Densha de Go for just the VR mode. It's also very complicated. It's also not translated into English. Again, I'll put a link below to the Google document where you can actually see what everything means, so you can at least flub your way through all the different menus and find all the different parts of the game. But I don't know that I'm going to highly recommend this one. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I think it's probably worth about $40. So I paid almost 3 times that, and it wasn't quite to that level. So if you're a completionist, if you really want to get this for your VR collection, see if you can find a way to import it from Asia, because that's the only way to do it on disc. They're not going to release it in the West anytime soon, I don't think, which is too bad. That's a missed opportunity. I think it's really cool, but because it's a very Japanese game, I just don't think it's going to happen. And I will leave it there. So yes, until next time, we'll see you down the rabbit hole.